Hey guys, this is Anthony Morganti. I am MrPhotographer.com. In this video, I'm going to talk about things you could do in cold weather to keep you warm and your gear safe. Before we begin, if you could do me a favor and subscribe to my YouTube channel, remember to click on that little bell so you get updates. Also, follow me on Instagram. I am at Anthony Morganti on Instagram, and in the description below this video, I'll have a link to my Instagram so you can easily find it. Also, in the description below this video, I'll have links to all the different products I'm going to mention in this video. We're going to start out with keeping warm. I think most people know that they should wear a hat that covers their ears, they should dress in layers, and they should wear a warm pair of waterproof boots. The main problem with photography is keeping our hands warm. There's kind of a trade-off in dexterity and warmth, meaning you want to stay warm, you need a really bulky glove, but usually those bulky gloves just don't give you the ability to affect the controls on your camera. So you need a little trade-off there. Now I found this pair of really cheap gloves on Amazon that I like. And the reason why I like them is they're very thin and they allow me full dexterity so I can hit all the controls on my camera. Also, they have conductive tips on a couple of the fingers and the thumbs so you could operate a touchscreen. And they're grippy, so they're a little bit grippy there, and they'll help you grip on the camera. Now they're not waterproof, although they are water resistant. If you want a waterproof glove, I suggest that you look for a CrossFit glove or a biking glove. Nike makes sets of gloves like that. Those are waterproof, and they're probably just as warm as these are, although they cost considerably more money. Now the thing with these gloves, they're probably good. I would probably trust them down to like minus 10 degrees Celsius. If it gets much colder than that, then you're going to start feeling it. And what I'll share with you now is something that a friend of mine who is an avid ice fisherman, what he does, and it really does work wonderfully. What he does is, first of all, he either will slop his hands up in Vaseline, or sometimes he'll use this product. It's called Warm Skin. Again, I'll have a link to that in the description below the video. And this kind of just warms your hands naturally. Or he'll use Tiger Balm. And so he'll wipe his hands all up in Tiger Balm. And of course, Tiger Balm really makes your hands feel warm. Now, of course, that makes your hands really greasy, and you don't want to put your greasy hand inside of these gloves. So then what he does is he gets a pair of these nitrile gloves. A lot of people have these in their house. If you have a pet, use it to clean up after your pet or something like that. So he'll put these on, and this really helps to seal that moisture and warmth into your hands, either from the Vaseline, that Warm Skin, or the Tiger Balm. And once you have these on, then put your hand inside of these gloves or your Nike gloves or your CrossFit gloves or whatever, and you'll find that your hands really will stay warm. So I suggest you do any of those things to really help you operate your camera more efficiently. Now that you're warm, what about your gear? Well, fortunately, today gear is made so that it really does operate very well at very cold temperatures. The only thing you really need to be concerned about is your battery in your camera. The cold environment will really sap the charge from your battery. So take extra batteries and keep them in the pant pocket against your body so they stay warm. If you keep them in your camera bag, they're going to get cold and freeze, and you're going to lose the charge. So keep them in your pants pocket, and I think you'll find that you'll be able to power your camera all the time you're out in the cold. Now, with that said, the main problem with cold weather and your gear is condensation, and it's when you come back into your house. So you're out in the cold and your gear gets frozen, you come back in the house and it will get all condensation forming on it. The condensation will cause corrosion on the electronics and mold in your lens. So what I suggest you do is get yourself a camera bag. Now, unfortunately, this isn't the type of camera bag I'm talking about because I don't have one. Or a backpack, and I do have a backpack that will zipper shut. So its zipper's completely shut so that it has a barrier between that warm area of your house and the cold air that's inside the camera bag or backpack. Come into your house with your gear all seals up and leave it in there until it comes up to room temperature. That may take an hour or more, depending on how cold the gear is and how warm your house is. But you'll minimize any condensation buildup inside of the bag or the backpack. Now don't worry if you have a backpack like I do that doesn't zipper shut. They actually do sell Ziploc bags that are large enough to fit your entire bag into it. So get some of your Ziploc bags like that. And again, I'll have a link in the description below this video. Keep them in your car or in your backpack or whatever. And before you go in your house, put everything in that Ziploc bag and seal it up tight. Then go in your house. And again, let everything come up to room temperature before you open it. One final thing I suggest you do for your gear is get yourself some of these desiccant packets. They're common in electronics. You'll see, you buy a camera, you'll have it inside, a little one inside your box. Well, you could get some very large ones larger than this even, and put them liberally in your camera bag, put them in that plastic bag if you're using the bag, put them in your backpack, and leave them in there. Now, they do wear out in that they'll absorb moisture, and then they're less effective. So you should replace them with new, packets periodically, or you could reuse them if you just heat them up with a blow dryer or put them on a heat register or something like that, and that will help get rid of any moisture that they picked up, and then you could reuse them. So again, you're out in that cold weather, keep the batteries in your pocket, put these in the camera bag or backpack, quite a few of them. Then when you're ready to go in the house, seal everything up in the bag. If you have to, seal everything then up into the plastic Ziploc bag. Go in the house and let everything come back up to temperature. And you shouldn't have any problem with condensation, mold, mildew, any corrosion on your electronics or anything like that. So that's it. I hope these tips help you stay safe when you're out taking photos in cold weather, and make sure that your gear doesn't just, go bad. Thank you, everyone who watches my videos. I really do appreciate it. I'll talk to you guys soon.